What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and it has definitely been a while since I've uploaded a One Piece Treasure Cruise video, it seems, because, like, you know, treasure map's been going on, and finally it's finished today, which is awesome, and I did rank in the top 500, which is awesome. So once we get our rewards for that, I'll be making sure to upload a video for you guys, basically going through my rewards, showing you guys my tickets that I got, the characters I pulled from, and all of that. So make sure to look forward to that in the coming days. But in today's video, this is going to be something a little bit different. So after the treasure map had finished, we got given a whole bunch of these Chopperman missions, which basically entailed us to taking on these raid bosses, repeat raid bosses, and if you clear them with certain conditions fulfilled, you get given some rewards. So in this video today, I am literally going through every single team that I used to complete all 9 Chopperman missions. Well, yeah, it's 9 Chopperman missions, and then the 10th reward is going to be the rainbow gems. So if you complete all the missions, you get 5 rainbow gems. So I'm showing you guys the teams that I used in this video today. Obviously, they are going to be very, very difficult because they do require you to use some pretty high level units in order to get enough damage output to kill the enemy. You can see with this specific team, we are taking on a strength raid boss, but you have to use a full dex team. So it's not going to be really that easy, and you guys will be seeing that the other ones that we have to take on is going to be against raid Rob Lucci, who is a pretty difficult raid as it is, and also raid Bou Hancock. Now, Bou Hancock and Senor Pink are actually pretty straightforward. You don't really need too many high tier units to get through them, even though I personally do use some pretty good units to get through them just to make it easier. But for Rob Lucci, I think that's where a lot of people are going to struggle, and especially because one of the missions you have to use a quick team, and it's kind of annoying using a quick team against a boss that has like 6.2 million health and a lot of different annoying debuffs to get through because you don't get any type advantage, and that's one of the big downfalls to this specific mission here. But this is going to be a long video. I'm not going to be talking throughout the whole video, but I kind of want to give you guys some ideas as to some characters that are going to help you along the way here. So obviously we've got Senor Pink as these first set of missions here that I go through. As I said, the first team is going to be a dex related team. The second mission, you can only use a free spirit related team, and then the last mission is you have to run this dungeon and complete it, the highest stamina difficulty, with only using 4 characters on your crew, including your friend captain. So your bottom 2 characters, or just 2 characters on your crew, are not present, and it is kind of tricky. I think a lot of people will struggle with missions like this. So talking about the dex-related team that you have to build for Senor Pink, one of the most useful units that I would suggest here would be Colosseum Rayleigh, and the reason for that is because what will happen is on the final stage is you have to basically bring a beneficial orb enabler, and you have to make sure that sign int orbs are counted as beneficial, because anytime you activate any sort of orb manipulation, he will shuffle your orbs back to sign int. So there's 2 characters, I guess, that you could really bring. You could bring either Colosseum Rayleigh, who's really good, or Legend Brook. Both of those characters have special abilities that will make orbs beneficial for your team, including sign int. So I would suggest building teams around those particular characters, and then the other teams are the other units around the dex related team are basically filler characters. I got like Kung Fu Luffy for a type boost. I have the Dex Sabo as the captain because he's just a really high multiplier and he has a chain lock as well. Just overall a really solid unit. Talking about the free spirit team though, again, because it's free spirit related, I would highly suggest bringing along Colosseum Rayleigh with his special ability, allowing you to get the board of matching orbs when you reach that final boss stage. Also, the fact that the enemy will also have a resilience on the final stage as well. So I bring Treasure Map Bou Hancock on that free spirit related team there, but any end of turn damage or poison or resilience remover will be useful here. And then we're going to be moving on to the 4-man team, which I actually am using a free spirit related team once again, just to ensure some matching orbs on that final boss stage, because you cannot use orb manipulation. But I do not have any way to get around the resilience. I could have run the Dreadnought Saber to get some end of turn damage, but either way, it's a pretty easy raid boss. You didn't really need to bring a unit to get around the resilience. It's just kind of like it helps out a little bit, but definitely not a requirement for actually clearing the dungeon. It is pretty straightforward at the end of the day for a 40 stamina raid boss. But anyways, now that we've gone through all of this, I'll see you guys once we talk about the Rob Lucci missions. So now that we've gone ahead and made it over to the Rob Lucci missions, the first one that I'm going through is the quick only mission. This was by far the most difficult for me to team build throughout all of the different missions you're going to be seeing in this video today. I personally felt like the quick one was the most difficult because, as I said earlier, you don't have any type advantage against Rob Lucci. He does have a lot of HP, but one of the saving graces here is you actually can bring health cutters if you do wish to do so. So a good health cutter that you could bring would be like Neo Mihawk, but the thing is you can't really use any sort of orb manipulation on the final stage because once again you'll get negative debuffs. This time around he'll change your orbs to bomb and tandem as well as removing all of your beneficial effects. I was tempted to bring like Legend Zephyr for the health cut and also for the tap timing bonus, but then you'd get that removed anyway because he removes all beneficial effects upon actually entering that final stage and using that special ability. But I ended up opting for a Gear 4 team, and I also used Coliseum Magellan, who is so good here because he's a conditional boost that does work on Rob Lucci. You can actually activate a conditional boost on turn 1 if you do wish to do that, but I just decided to wait a few turns just to make sure that I could get some matching orbs on my team. And also the Ichiji unit was really good for a 2x orb boost. I have no idea why I had Sanji in here because I had the NL ship to do fixed damage to the enemies on stage 4, so I didn't really actually need to bring the Sanji on this specific team. He could literally be replaced by like any other unit. So if you wanted to, bring a healer just in case if you were really worried about your health getting too low, but honestly, Sanji is very, very replaceable for this team. And Gear 4 obviously is the captain's very good because he has more beneficial orbs with the special activated, of course, and also being a 2x universal attack booster was very useful for the fight. Now, I personally actually like these type of missions because it really makes you think about what type of units you want to bring, and obviously these are very difficult missions, and people who are more newer to the game and haven't been playing for long are not going to be able to beat these missions very easily because you need to have a wide variety of units to get access to make sure that you can get around every sort of debuff that you really need to be getting around here. Now, I really like these missions because of the diversity that these teams can bring. However, saying that, throughout the rest of this video, after this team is concluded, we're pretty much running one and only captain, and that is my boy Mr. Slam Jam V2 Katakuri, because he just dominates everything, just everything else you're going to be seeing in this video today. So the next one after this is going to be the fighter related mission. Obviously Katakuri being a fighter captain worked very, very well here. Also getting type advantage on the final stage helps out significantly as well. And also I just ran a whole bunch of fighter units that were just going to help me just output a lot of damage, but a lot of the time when you are running Katakuri and you do have the time to stall, you should probably just rely on Katakuri's damage output in a lot of these, older-ish raid bosses to allow you to win the dungeon, because he just carries very, very hard. I actually kind of screw up here as well. I really should have used the Coliseum Chinjiao special on the second turn of Rob Lucci, not on the very first turn, because he actually hits harder on turn 2. I was actually worried I might have died on that final stage against Rob Lucci because I wanted to make sure I could get around special bind and have, specials ready when I really needed to, but honestly, with V2 Katakuri, it's quite fine. And if you guys wanted to get through this as well, I would highly suggest running a friend V2 Katakuri. He'll help out significantly in this fight, as I said, because of type advantage and also because that special ability kind of carries this this whole dungeon, which is very good. I kind of bring a lot of useless units in a lot of my teams you guys will be seeing here. So in this one I brought the Chiffon, which I didn't really need to bring. It wasn't really a necessity, but I just brought it because I thought I was going to try and kill Lucci on turn 1, but then I thought it probably would have been a safer idea to try and get some matching orbs against Rob Lucci to help me out just a little bit easier here. Obviously, if you are taking on this Rob Lucci stage, I would highly suggest bringing a fixed damage AoE dealer on stage 4, because all of those mobs on stage 4 are just so annoying to get around, and if you don't kill them, they are just going to do very bad things to you. So I'd highly suggest bringing a fixed damage dealer that can hit multiple enemies. It will help you out a lot. And also, if you want to kill him on turn 1, make sure to bring a special bind remover. That's going to help you out a lot as well. And as I said, I will be running V2 Katakuri throughout the rest of the duration of this video. So next we're moving on to the 4-man team, which we have to take on against Rob Lucci. Now, I initially thought that this was going to be super duper hard, considering Rob Lucci himself, compared to some of the other raid bosses, he's kind of like mid to high difficulty. I would have thought that the 4-man team for that would have been quite hard. However, because it is a 4-man team and you can just rely, as I said, on V2 Katakuri's special ability, it really wasn't that difficult. As long as you bring characters to get around the abilities of some of the other enemies, you're not really going to have too many issues here. I also put Whitebeard and Marco, I think, on this fighter team, or this team that you guys are seeing here against Rob Lucci with the 4-man team. Whitebeard and Marco was definitely not required. I just brought it just in case if I needed that health cut on the final boss stage just to secure the win, to 100% guarantee it. You could definitely replace Whitebeard and Marco with like anything else. I mean, but having the health cutter was very, very useful. And as I said, having the enemy, you know, on stage 4 with all of those really high defense, low health mobs, having 6+ Sanji here to do the AoE fixed damage was really useful. So if you have any sort of way to use fixed damage dealing on stage 4, highly suggest doing it. But anyways, guys, I'm going to leave you with this until we go ahead and reach the Bou Hancock missions to finish off this video today. So I'll see you guys at the Bou Hancock missions. Now we are finally arrived at the Raid Bou Hancock mission, so once again, V2 Katakuri carrying this one because it is a Psy only team, and I just decided, you know, because Boa does revive, and because, you know, obviously if you can use one Katakuri, you can have double Katakuri, so you can have both of the special abilities active, having one special ability on turn 1, and then when she revives, you can immediately take her down with a second Katakuri special. Now, you definitely didn't actually need to use a second Katakuri special on turn 2, you could just bring the other special abilities on your team to go ahead and carry that. So if you guys are still struggling with this type of mission, you could run a V2 Katakuri friend, and you could just, you know, rely on that for taking her down on turn 1, and then on the revive you can use another special ability or multiple other special abilities to then take her down after that. So honestly, I think that the Psy version of this is actually pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Now, in terms of the other 2 missions that you have to do for Bou Hancock, one of the missions is you have to run a 5-man team, and the second one is you have to run a 4-man team. Now, I was kind of silly in the fact that I thought I could have run a 4-man team and then get both of the rewards at the same time for the 4- and 5-man team. However, the mission is very specific. You literally have to run it twice, one time with a 4-man team and one time with a 5-man team. So you guys are going to be seeing the 4-man team first, and then to finish off the video, you guys will see just the last stage of the 5-man team, because I literally used the exact same team just with an added unit to help me reduce my cooldowns even lower, which literally was a pointless unit at that point. So honestly, the 4- and 5-man team were very easy with V2 Katakuri. However, one thing I do have to note though is that on stage 3 you have the enemy that has a barrier. Now the thing is if you're running a 4- or 5-man team, you might not have the combo hits to go through it, which is why I would suggest to bring a unit that has barrier penetration to get through that stage. If you have a unit that will always go through barrier penetration, like a lot of legends that have that limit break ability, when you max that out at level 5, they'll always go through barriers no matter what your health is. So that's why I brought the Dex Sabo here. The only reason he was here was just to allow me to go through that stage 3 much easier. So I just wanted to put that out there so you guys understood how you could take that down a little bit easier. But there we go, guys. That is going to wrap up today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and also hit the bell notification so you can be notified whenever I upload a brand new YouTube video to the channel. But other than that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.
てくれる。